Good morning. Welcome to the Success Secrets for Business, Family, and Life channel brought to you by Metadime Digital Network. Today, this is the Coffee Break Show. I'm Vickie Helm, and I have the amazing, incredible Brad Yates, and we are going to blow your mind. Today is about transformation. Today is about learning the skills to fundamentally shift anything you want in your life. And I want to tell you, about something that has changed my life. I told you for right now, thanks for coming on, people. I see you coming on. Thank you for being here. There are some people I want to let you know I've not met. This is the first time I've met Brad in real life. I have been a follower of his channel for over a decade. So what happened with this man who changed my life? He doesn't even know that he did. He doesn't even know. He just put these videos up and he made a difference and such an impact in the world right now. And today I'm telling you, he's going to change your life. Listen, if you're new here, welcome to the Coffee Break Show. We go live Monday through Friday. We share tips, tools, techniques, inspiration, motivation, anything that creates thrivability in your life. And today we are going to get to the core, the most fundamental part of changing the things inside you. Good morning, Brad and Vickie. Thank you for being on. Hi, Brad and Vickie. This is going to be an incredible show, and I'm ready to learn. Thank you for being on board because we are going to have fun with that. Good morning, Risa. I'm so glad you guys are on with me now, and I see all of you on there. If you're engaging in this conversation, do me a favor and put your names down. I see that a few of you have. Good morning, everybody. And we are going to talk about something called EFT, or Emotional Freedom Technique. It's tapping. Most people know it as tapping, but I want to let you know that Brad is one of the foremost experts in this field of EFT tapping. And so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be learning some of that. We're going to be involved in some of that. Brad he's been everywhere. The guy's amazing. He's worked with Dr. Joe Vitale. He's worked with Jack Canfield. He's been on stage at Breakthrough Success. He has been one of the featured experts in the movie, The Tapping Solution. So today we are going to welcome you, Brad, to the Coffee Break Show. Thank you for being with us.
Oh, my pleasure, Vickie. Thank you so much. I think that's the most enthusiastic welcome I've ever gotten on an interview. So thank you.
You know, it's interesting because there's a lot of times in your life where the internet has made it so that you can change your life. You can have mentors or coaches without even meeting them. You can have people that have actually made an impact in your life without actually meeting them. You put a heart, you put a comment, you put a like or a love, and you don't understand how much they have changed your attitude. And I wish I could express to you how important learning this tapping solution, or learning tapping, has been for me. And I want to let you know, every single morning for at least 24 months, every single morning, I started my day with Brad tapping on his YouTube channel. Because and if you're not on his YouTube channel, you want to go find that YouTube channel. Somebody put a link to it in there. He's got like 900 videos, 900, almost 1,000 videos or something like that on there. And they will help you remove the blocks and things that are, pressing against you, that are slowing you down. And if you want more passion, purpose, and prosperity in your life, today's show is going to be that transformation. And I think I just want to start the show, Brad, with, maybe you explaining what EFT tapping is and how it can benefit people. And let's maybe do a couple or something.
Absolutely. It sounds like an awesome plan. So thank you so much for having me on the show, Vickie. Thank you for everyone who is watching. And especially if you have never done tapping before and you're going, what the heck are they talking about? And now brace yourself, because what we're talking about is literally tapping with your fingertips on your face and your body. And if you're new to it, I understand that it might be a little weird looking. There's a very good reason we do it. Traditionally, it's based on acupuncture. So for thousands of years in Chinese medicine, they have said there's a flow of energy through the body along these pathways called meridians. And when this energy is flowing naturally, we experience our natural state of health and well-being, physically and emotionally. And when this energy gets stuck, we don't feel so good. And when we don't feel so good, we don't think as clearly and we don't make the best decisions. And if we're not making great decisions, your life is not going to go exactly the way you want it to go.
It's true.
And most of this stuff is so subtle and so unconscious, we're not even aware of it. So in traditional Chinese medicine, the doctor would stick needles in these key points. I know a lot of people don't like needles, so we're actually just going to be using our fingertips
That's good.
to tap on these points to stimulate that healthy flow of energy. If you think of the simplest way to think about tapping is it's a stress relief technique. When we are tapping, we're down regulating the stress response, that fight or flight. So in our brains, there's a little thing called the amygdala that looks for threats. And when we perceive a threat, we go into fight or flight. And that was really great 100,000 years ago when we had life-threatening situations happening on an almost daily basis. You know, neighboring tribe with spears, saber-toothed tiger, things like that. That kind of response was great. But now the brain has not, that part of the brain has not evolved. And so we still, if someone says something that we misunderstand and perceive it as a threat,
yes,
same response. Prefrontal cortex, the rational part of our brain where we want to be operating from in order to achieve the success we want, goes offline. And so we want to be clearing the stress and getting ourselves thinking as clearly as possible so that we can achieve the success that we say that we want. And that's not, it's financial success, career success, relationship success, health success, all of these different areas. So what I like to say is that the extent to which you don't have what you say you want is the extent to which you are resisting it.
I want to stop there. I want to stop there because that is such a powerful point. And I want to be as vulnerable as I can right now. The reason I started tapping is because of that one thing, the resistance to it. And I knew I wanted to write books, etc. I had 2 books out by the time I had tapped, and I tapped for 2 years, and I now have 37 books out. Because the thing that was blocking me, the resistance I felt from having exactly what I want, and I don't mean I have 37 books out, I have 37 and half of them are bestsellers. So when we get to the point where we're looking at what's blocking our success, that reaction you have, the resistance you have, how do you get through it? This is the thing he's talking about, and I can vouch for that on such a deep level. So go ahead. That was really powerful.
I love that you talked about the book. So I wrote a children's book because I wanted to introduce tapping to kids because the things that stop us as
bring it over in there. I remember seeing it when it first came out. This is the Wizard's Wish.
Because I thought, I'm working with all these adults and all of the issues that are bothering them started as kids. So man, teach tapping to kids. So I've been a cartoonist all my life, but I really resist drawing. And so I had this idea for the book. I wrote the book and I was really resistant. I thought, I'll get an illustrator. My mom will kill me if I have somebody else illustrate my book.
Yeah.
But I had a block. And I was thinking, I'm going through the book and it's like, there's probably like 18 drawings I need to do. And these are not intense drawings. These are simple cartoons. But in my head, it was like, this was going to be such a chore because I wanted to get it right. And in fact, if you guys know tapping, go ahead and tap collarbone, because in case this triggers any stories that you might not be aware of or relevant to you. And I just couldn't. For 2 years, I went without doing the book. And then finally, I went to a friend of mine, a woman named Marla Brucker, is another tapping expert. And she worked with me. And the next week, I was saying I needed 18 drawings. Over the next week, after tapping with her, I did 40 drawings in the next week.
Wow. And that's the point. That's the point. It's like once you get past that block, your productivity goes up, your attitude goes up, your consciousness goes up. There's so many, it's so valuable, and it's so simple.
There's so much more to you than you know. You have more creativity, more possibility. Use one more little visual aid, because anyone who knows my work knows that I absolutely love Michelangelo, and in particular the David. So I felt I was in love with the David when I was first heard about it in art class as a kid, and then saw it. I was blown away. But then I came to realize that the David, and you can see, well, you can't maybe not see in the back. It's everywhere in my
Let's
office.
see if we can make this a little bit easier for them to see the office. There we
You
go.
can see David back there on my desk. There's another David.
Yeah.
There's a little statue. Pictures of the David everywhere. Because so Michelangelo said the statues are already there, perfect inside the marble. All I have to do is clear away what doesn't belong to reveal the masterpiece.
Yes.
That to me is the perfect metaphor for what we're doing with tapping. Instead of marble covering up all of the masterpiece, it's guilt and shame and fear and doubt
Yes.
and all of the stuff that we can call resistance.
Mm-hmm.
All that stuff that, those 37 books and whatever ones are still to come are already in there. It's just chipping away all the reasons why you couldn't write. It was chipping away all the reasons why I couldn't illustrate the book. For everyone watching, chipping away all of the stuff that is stopping us. Trying to be engaged. So occasionally I catch things on the thing. So Karen, when we're tapping, crying, yawning, all kinds of different release that happen when we start tapping, because that stuff is blocked in there, and we start to clear it out, and it happens in stress. We have a stressful response when we start to confront what's there, because we're not bad or stupid for staying hidden inside the marble.
That's right.
We have been taught that it is safe. We have been taught it's not safe to put your drawings out there. It's not safe to put your book out there. It's not safe to put your program out there, your talk, your face, your voice, because people will criticize you. People will, people will hate you. There are haters out there who are just waiting for the next person to hate.
Yes. They're like paid professionals now.
And there are.
They're paid professional trolls.
Yes.
It's just unbelievable.
And so keep tapping. And so you have a choice to say, okay, I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to hide my gifts. I'm going to hide my light under a bushel. And that's what we're doing, is we're hiding our light under a bushel. We're hiding our masterpiece inside the marble, not because we're bad or stupid, but because we're trying to protect ourselves. It is self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love.
Yes.
Say that again.
That's
self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love. So if you are not doing all the work you should be doing, if you are not as healthy as you think you should be, if you are not as in shape, if you are not being as communicative with people, if you are not, and you're beating yourself up because of that, please keep tapping here. It is not because you are bad or stupid. It's not because you're weak or lazy. It is because you have been programmed in the past that this is how you keep yourself safe. And that keeping yourself safe is a great act of self-love. So if you are engaging in really unhealthy behavior, if you are eating a pint of ice cream every night, or smoking, or whatever it might be, and you say, well, but at least I feel bad about it. So don't feel bad about it. Just recognize that something inside of you is saying, look, there are things bothering me, and I learned in the past that this helps me get through it. This comforts me, and I know I'm going to pay a price for it later, but right now I need to take care of myself. And so be compassionate with yourself, because beating yourself up, how's that working for you?
Yeah, really. How's that working for you?
I shamed myself into the perfect body and the perfect career. Shaming yourself to million. If I can just shame myself enough, I'd be a billionaire. Sir Richard Branson, how did you become so rich? Well, I just really shamed myself for all the times that I didn't work hard. And and here's the thing, though. So the sabotage you do in order to keep yourself safe, all the ways you stop yourself and block yourself, is brilliant. You're not stupid. You're brilliant. You have learned ways to take care of yourself. And then beating yourself up about it is also brilliant. Because if I am if I am not uh, if I am not writing the book, or say I want to write a book, and darn it, I'm going to spend some time tomorrow, and I'm going to spend 3 hours writing the book. And tomorrow night rolls around, and it's like I didn't write anything.
Yeah.
And maybe an hour or two before bed, and I will spend. It's like, ooh, part of my brain might go, oh crap, I could spend the next hour writing, but then if I don't think it's safe to write, I'm going to go, oh no, what I should do is spend the next hour beating myself up about the 16 hours I didn't spend. So I brilliantly protect myself from writing by beating myself up. You are a freaking genius. Tap through it and knock it off.
You're like naming the thing that I had to tap out right there. He's talking about that thing right now. That beautiful. Keep going.
Yeah. So here's the thing. So close your eyes, take a deep breath. And I want you to think about that thing that you want to achieve. Think about whether it's having a book written, having a bestseller, if it's a program, if it's doing a talk and having an audience, if it's making a certain amount of money, if it is achieving a certain level of fitness, whatever it is. So focus on one particular thing right now that you've said, maybe it's been on your vision board for a decade. And, allowing yourself to imagine that right now. So with your eyes closed, just imagining achieving that particular goal that you feel that you've been beating yourself up for not taking action on. Imagine you've achieved it and say, it's safe for me to have this.
It's safe for me to have this.
And now follow your breath through your body and let that rattle around inside. And just check in where you might feel some discomfort and some resistance, and rate that feeling on a scale of 0 to 10. On a scale of 0 to 10, how safe does it really feel?
About a 2.
Yeah, thank you. Some of you might be saying, oh, it's definitely a 10. And I'm going to call bullshit. Pardon my French. I never swear, but it's like, there are times where it's like, because if it were a 10, you'd already be taking the action, or you'd already have achieved it. You're only resisting it because it doesn't feel safe at some level. Wow. So again, not beating yourself up, and you can go ahead and open your eyes again. But here's the thing, and again, you can go ahead and be tapping collarbone right here where the collarbones come together as I talk about this. And we'll do a full round of tapping as we coming up. If so some of you, like Vickie, might have felt that it was about a 2. And yes, Scott, I'll talk about the different points in just a moment. So if you look at this goal and it's about a 2, now you know why you're not achieving it. So one of the analogies I like to use is, imagine you have a young child, and that child is invited to a birthday party in a really bad part of town. And you go, on a scale of 0 to 10, how safe is it for my child to go to a party there? It's a 2. Would you send your child to that birthday party?
Yeah.
No. You are brilliantly protecting yourself from something that isn't safe. So instead of beating yourself up for not doing it, go, wow, good job. I have been protecting myself from something that doesn't feel safe. Don't stop there, though. Now it's a matter of, why do I think it's so unsafe?
Interesting.
What am I afraid of? Well, I'm afraid that people will judge me. Well, get over it, because people are going to judge you anyway. You go to the grocery store and someone's going to judge you what you're wearing. And I don't care what you're wearing. People are going to judge you for the color of your hair, or for how tall you are, or for the sound of your voice, or whatever it is, because you do it too, probably.
Yeah.
If we had, those signs that are in warehouses, 84 days since an accident. If you had a sign up in your house that said, how many days since the last time I judged somebody? Probably
more like,
be a constant
how many
0.
seconds? How many seconds has it been before I judge someone?
Yeah. Yes, Robin, absolutely. We've built up a Fort Knox. We've put up a block of marble around our masterpiece. We're brilliant at protecting ourselves because we've learned from people who didn't know any better. You know, did someone in your life ever say to you, well, don't get your hopes up?
Yeah.
And they said it with the absolute best intentions. They said it with
Yes.
love because they truly believed disappointment is so painful. But here's the thing. To then not take action, if I take action, if I try to write the book and it's not a bestseller, I'm risking the possibility of being disappointed that people don't love my book. If I don't write the book, I guarantee disappointment.
Yeah.
So I'm trading the risk of disappointment for a guaranteed disappointment. Those well-meaning people saying don't get your hopes up didn't explain that because they didn't know it. They did the best they could with what they knew. People can only teach us what they know. And so when we try to do something that comes up against it, that confronts those limiting beliefs, we have a stress response. And so often it happens so quickly, we don't even know it.
Yeah.
You know, it's like if I say I want to be in a relationship, I'm tired of being single, and but I have a lot of bad experiences with relationships, either my own or my parents were divorced or whatever, and I have all these, you know, and I'm thinking on a scale of 0 to 10, how safe is it to be in a relationship? And I'm at a 2. I could be in a grocery store, and there could be some attractive stranger standing over here, and in my mind, I have a chess grandmaster who is thinking 50 moves ahead and is thinking, I could go over and I could say hi to this person.
Oh,
And they might
yes.
say hi back. And we might start up a conversation. And we might find out that we like each other. We might go on a date and a second date and a third date and we get married and they break my heart just like the last person. Oh, look, there's a sale in aisle 2. And I am down to aisle 2 before I'm
That's
even
right.
consciously aware that any of this has happened. You know, just like if you were to analyze the brain of a chess grandmaster, that person has already thought out 50 moves before
Wow.
you even considered where the piece is on the table. So we're so brilliant that way. So we are not even aware of all of the opportunities that we're missing.
Yes, and that's the point. That is, oh, brilliant. Keep going. That's the point.
Because we're that grandmaster inside of us is looking
Mhm.
ahead and saying, you know, and there are all these possibilities of opportunities for what could be possible for you in your career, in your love life,
Mhm.
in your health, and you stop yourself from finding it because part of you says, yes, but that wouldn't be safe. It wouldn't be
Yes.
safe to have the money, or it wouldn't be right to have the money because money is the root of all evil, which
Yep,
it
yep.
isn't. That's not even what the quote says, but that's what we believe because we've heard it over and over. And so if I have this belief that money is the root of all evil, and I, you know, am in the grocery store and I see an opportunity, and my grandmaster goes, "Oh, I could do this and this and this, and I'd have money, and then I'd be a bad person. I'd be evil. Look, sale in aisle 2," and I'm down down there
Yeah.
before I'm even consciously aware of it. So we are blocking ourselves from all kinds of opportunities.
All of
And
these silent saboteurs that you're talking about. Wow, this is amazing. Keep going. I'm so sorry. Go on.
oh no, 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 no! Please, Vickie, because it's great for it to have because I go rambling on, and it's great to have those points brought up
It's
before they're
it's
missed.
so it's so interesting what you're saying because in order to figure out, what is happening in your life, we have to become aware of those silent little things, and they happen so fast. They're so speedy in a nanosecond, and we believe them instead of catching them. And I think that this is why tapping is so important because it gives it some sort of acknowledgement, moves it, transforms it before it pops away. And I'm just blown away by I'm so fascinated. Keep going.
And this is why I recommend tapping on a daily basis. Don't
Yes.
wait until you know there's something to tap on. I get up in the morning, tapping is the first thing I do because I want to be as clear as possible. It's not that I wake up going, oh, I'm mad at Bob. I better get up and do some tapping on my anger at Bob. It's not that there's anything bothering me. It's like, I just know that there's an ambient stress in our lives,
Yeah.
and that can, and there are beliefs that, I'm not talking to you from some elevated level where I have no resistance to anything. I'm still working through things. There are still opportunities that I'm not aware of. I
Yeah.
still catch myself on places where I've gone, or I realized, oh, I've totally stopped myself from doing this thing that could advance my ability to make an impact and improve my income because I had some beliefs about why it was wrong or something like that. So tap on a daily basis to clear that stuff out. Just like we have daily hygiene. Most of us
Yes.
shower on a daily basis. We don't wait until the people around us are holding their noses and then go, oh, yes, I should probably take a shower. We don't wait until there's green stuff growing between our teeth and go, now I should brush my teeth. You do it as daily
Yes.
maintenance. And so
Mhm.
tapping on a daily basis to clear out that stuff, because it's there. Even if you can't see it, it's there. It's silently stopping all kinds of good things in your life. So let me go in and let's do a round now. So
Yeah. Let's
especially
do
for
some
those of you
tapping.
who may not be familiar with tapping and want an experience. So first, let me show you the points that we tap. So the first point we tap is right here on the side of the hand. We call the karate chop point. And we tap with our index and middle finger. Some people will tap with 3 or 4 fingers. And generally, it's those 2 fingers. It's just a light tapping motion. And generally, when we tap a point, it's between 5 and 10 times. But as I go through and say different phrases, sometimes a phrase will be a little bit longer and we'll be tapping a point, 20 times. It's not like it's an exact science of, well, you have to tap it exactly between 5 and 10 times or the process doesn't work. It's a very forgiving process. And even if you're not exactly on the point, we're not using acupuncture, we're not using needles. So with this percussive motion, it's okay if you're slightly off. So the first point is the karate chop, and that's what we do. We call the setup, and that's where we state what the problem is. So let's say it is an anger. I'm really angry at Bob, and I'd rate it on a scale of 0 to 10. So Bob was really a dick. That's an 8. So I'd say, even though I'm really angry at Bob, I choose to love and accept myself. We say that 3 times. And then we go to the first point, which is the eyebrow point. It's right at the beginning of your eyebrow. We tap there and say, all this anger at Bob.
All this anger at Bob.
Follow your eyebrow down to the side of your eye, right there at the corner of the eye socket. All this anger at Bob. Right under the middle of your eye, just above your cheek. All this anger at Bob. Right under your nose. All this anger at Bob. Right under your lower lip, just above your chin. All this anger at Bob. Right here where your collarbones just about come together. There's a little U shape at the base of your throat. And you can tap with all your fingertips or make a fist and tap over that area. All this anger at Bob. Right about 4 inches below your armpit. It's right about bra strap level, and I'm sure even the guys can find that. All this anger at Bob. And then finally, top of the head. So using all of your fingertips, just tapping all around the crown of your head. All this anger at Bob. Then you take a deep breath. And then you check in with your body again and say, okay, I'm angry at Bob. And it might go from an 8 down to a 0. It sometimes happens. It usually doesn't happen that fast. So if it doesn't happen that fast, it doesn't mean it's wrong. Sometimes it just goes from an 8 to a 7.75. And to me, hey, sometimes you've been at an 8 for a long time, and a 7.75 feels like a vacation. And then you just realize, okay, there's more there. Even though I still have some anger at Bob, all this remaining anger at Bob, and go through. What often happens is it's peeling the layers of an onion. And as you're tapping through, you might realize, all this anger at Bob, all this anger. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? It's not what Bob did. It's that what Bob did reminds me of what Cindy did in the 5th grade. And I never got over that. And I've never forgiven her. And what Bob did totally reminded me of that. And I didn't even put it together. And what Bob did was stupid, but I can't believe I'm so upset, even though I'm so angry at Cindy. We should start clearing away years of stuff, because we've been angry for years at Cindy for something that Cindy was in 5th grade. She didn't know any better, and in 5th grade, we didn't know any better, but still we made some decision about ourselves. Like, well, Cindy did this to me, so obviously I don't deserve to be treated better. I let Cindy in the 5th grade decide how I get to be treated. And I've gone through my life re-emphasizing that, because as human beings, we love to be right. And so that every time someone treats us the way Cindy did, part of us goes, well, yeah, see, I was right. And we might look for that proof, and it blocks us in all these different ways. So,
I'm wondering, I have one question.
yeah,
Is it possible also to tap in empowerments? Like, is it possible to tap into your body, something that you want to let out of yourself, like more inner genius or more prosperity? Is that possible as well?
I believe I have a video on tapping into your inner genius, actually. I have a lot of my videos are on positive things. Now, I usually start with the negative. So,
Hmm.
so I'm going to go back to this. So it's like, I'm tapping into my masterpiece. I'm tapping into my masterpiece. Yes, you can do that.
Yes.
Now, a lot of what I'm starting with is I'm clearing away the extra marble. I'm clearing away
Hmm.
the guilt. I'm clearing away the shame.
Yes.
I'm clearing away all the stuff on the outside, because the inner genius is there. Now, there are some people who will look at tapping and say, it's just a cleaning process. You only use it to get rid of negative things. You don't use it to tap in the positive. I will often tell people, you can just be tapping and saying affirmations. I will say
Yes.
things like, one of the morning affirmations I might say while tapping, that I actually learned from Dr. Joe Vitale, is thank you for the blessings I am receiving. Thank you for the blessings I have. Thank you for the blessings I'm receiving. Thank you for the blessings I have. Uh, I can tap in things like, I'm a millionaire. I'm a millionaire. Now, with regular affirmations, if you just say, I'm a millionaire, or I weigh 160 pounds, or I'm fit and fit, whatever it is, if we're just saying it, that's our conscious mind, the 5 to 10% of our conscious mind saying, I'm this. And the 90 to 95% of our unconscious mind is going, you are so full of it. Who do you think you're kidding? And so what is the energy we're now feeling? So as I say, I'm a millionaire, my energy is, you are so broke. But if I'm tapping, because that feeling is in the energy system, it's an emotional feeling. So as I tap and I break up that stress, and I start to say, yeah, no, I understand that I don't have $1 million in the bank right now, but I have the potential, and I can clear, and I'm allowing myself to see I can be a millionaire, and I can, and so I will be bringing up all those ideas of why I couldn't or shouldn't, and I'll be clearing those out such that it's like, it's absolutely possible to be a millionaire, and I am the masterpiece inside. I am the millionaire is already inside there. I just got to clear away whatever that is, whatever it is for you. So absolutely, feel free to just tap on the affirmations, and because that'll bring up in your energy system whatever the negative statement is. If you can put words to it, that can be more profound. It can be, the more specific we can be about what's stopping us, the more effective the tapping can be. But even if you're tapping silently, you're clearing out stress. It's beneficial
Wow.
to just tap silently.
That's so amazing, because what I did with the work from you that I taught was I learned, and I get up and I still do it all the time. I'm like, money comes to me in large quantities from multiple sources on a continuous basis. Money comes from me from both expected and unexpected sources. Money comes to me from, and I did this over and over and over, and it switched my money game. I'm telling you, you are so empowered as a human when you understand what Brad is sharing with you today, because no matter where you are, you can transform it just like this, just by a single habit. And being able to move past these breakthroughs is one of the most powerful things I've ever done. And I kind of want to continue the tapping conversation, so I'm just going to shut up and let the man go. Let's do some
Please don't
tapping.
shut up for me, because it's all great stuff you're bringing up. And I think it was Scott who had asked about the points.
Yeah.
So each of the points is a point on one of the meridians.
Mm-hmm.
So, for instance, the eyebrow point is on the bladder meridian, which is often and the different the different meridians are associated with different organs, which are generally associated with different emotions. So, for instance, this is a point on the bladder meridian, which is often associated with sadness. Side of the eye is the gallbladder meridian, which is generally associated with anger. Now, I have a video based on a process called Be Set Free Fast by Larry Nims, who, like Gary Craig, was a student of Roger Callahan, who first came up with this tapping protocol. And so you can look up a video I have called Be Set Free Fast, and I talk about the different emotions on these different points. It's not always a given. I may feel angry, but I may feel like tapping the collarbone point, which is generally associated with fear. So don't get too, I always say, don't get too caught up in that. But some people geek out on that kind of stuff, which is awesome too, on the history and the different science behind that. We're still figuring out the exact science of how it works. We know it works. We have all kinds of scientific validation, fMRI studies, cortisol studies, double-blind, gold standard research showing, yes, the tapping is lowering stress. It is clearing things out. The exact, we have a lot of theories. Please don't wait to figure it out. Just like, many of us drive a car without knowing how it works. Many of us turn on our lights. How many of you fully understand how this computer works?
Yeah, really.
Some of you may be.
It just works.
Yeah. Don't wait until I know exactly how it works, I'm not going to use my computer. And that's fine. Hey, I get that. I find the people who say, where's the research? Well, I'll say, oh, here's the research. And they'll say, yeah, well, where's the real research? It's like, do you really care about research? Because I'm sure that throughout your day, you're probably doing all kinds of things that the research said is bad for you. Where's the research on how this helps as they sit there and drink soda? I'll show you the research on why you shouldn't drink soda. If you're really interested in research and are really going to live your life based on it. And I'm not here to shame anybody. I totally get it.
I want to go there because I think this is interesting. Okay. So how does tapping, let's say you have an addiction that you maybe smoking or, something, how does tapping help with that? How can we relieve an addiction with tapping?
Yeah. So when I first learned tapping, the first day I learned it, I took a full day training with Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, and he gave everybody Hershey's Kisses. And he said, on a scale of 0 to 10, how much would you like this chocolate? And I was a bit of a chocoholic at the time. And I'm like 8, 9,
12, 15.
So he had his tap. Oh, I really want that chocolate. It's going to taste so good. Oh, chocolate, chocolate, chocolate. And we just tapped for a few moments. And he said, now how much do you want it? And I couldn't eat it. He said, take a nibble of it. And I tried to take a bite of it. I could not. It was like,
interesting.
It was chalky chemicals. And I did not eat chocolate for 2 years after that. Now, Don't worry. I recovered. I got better. But again, I can go back into it. So right now, I have a lot of videos on health, but during the quarantine, I have, I got off my program and put on a few more pounds. So right now I'm back on no sweets. And it's not difficult for me because I can tap away the cravings. So, the other day, my daughter's home from college because of the quarantine. So she was having some chocolate pudding, and last night she was having a Cadbury chocolate bar. And I love Cadbury chocolate, but there was no part of me saying, "Oh, can I have?" There was no desire, because I'm absolutely calm with it. And go, oh yeah, I'd have no desire for that right now. Because so much of the craving, if not all of the craving, is emotional.
Mm-hmm.
So with the addiction, as I said, self-sabotage is simply misguided self-love. Whatever your drug of choice is, it is an attempt to protect yourself, to make yourself feel better.
That's right.
I feel bad. I need something to make me feel better. this cigarette, this drink, whatever is going to make me feel good right now. I know that tomorrow I'm going to hate myself. I know that I may wake up on the floor in all kinds of fluids. But at the moment, I need this. And so have compassion with yourself for just having learned an unhealthy way to deal with that. Tapping is a way to deal with, one, it deals with the craving in the moment. Two, it deals with all the stuff that leads to the craving, all the pain, all the trauma that is behind that need for some kind of drug. And so please tap. Please also be in a program. There are a lot of people who will say, oh, you can just tap the craving away. Yes, you can tap it away in this moment, but you need a system of support, because
Yeah.
there may come a time where you feel that things are so tough and you need something in that moment. But you can tap away the cravings, but please get support as well. Don't rely on yourself for something like that.
Yeah. I think the tapping thing, let's just do one tapping together.
Yeah.
Can we let's have some fun here, and let's just do a tapping, and I'll let you lead it, and I'm just going to tap along and silently in your mind say the words with him. And this way we have a full kind of, I have to say, I love Brad's sway at.
It's
All right, there we
my
go.
swag shop. There's a tap for that sweatshirts.
So
And you can even get the mug that's in the tap of the morning, the original.
the tap
So
of the morning.
tap of the morning. So, when YouTube was new, YouTube had been around for like a year or so.
Yeah, it was
When I
very,
did
very.
that video, I don't know if I'm the first person to do a tapping video. As far as I know, it was the first video I was doing tapping. I thought, hey, wouldn't it be cool to use this new thing called YouTube to have a tapping routine people could use to start their day?
Tap of the morning.
Tap of the morning.
That's
and it was
right.
all I intended to do. It was just that one video. There was no grand plan about, over 900 videos.
That's true, because when I was first on, you only had to set a few, and I did this one, this one, this one. It was like a regimen to do 3 of them every single morning.
It was 6 months before I came up with, I should do one for the end of the day called Tap of the Evening.
I did see at Tap of the Evening.
And then 3 months later, I had another idea, and then they started coming, and just so many, the ideas kept coming, and I just started posting like crazy. Again, it's one of those things that the opportunity was out there, and I had to clear my way to be able to find it.
Cool.
And just on YouTube ads now, I make what I used to make at my day job that I hated.
I know.
9
that's
hours
fantastic.
a day, including travel. Actually, 10 hours a day, including travel.
Yeah.
Doing a job I didn't like, and I now
That's the beauty.
Something I love.
That's the beauty of it, and it's like it's so beneficial, and it's such a needed thing right now. So what do we what do we want to tap on? Let's tap on something.
So I'm going to just go back to close your eyes, take a deep breath, and think again about that goal that you want to achieve, where the safety was not yet at a 10. Something that you really would love to do, you'd love to have, something that you'd like to be, do, or have, that you have not yet manifested and may find yourself, dragging your feet on.
Yeah, I'm with you.
And say, it's safe to have this. And to the extent that it's not a 10, ask yourself, why isn't it safe? Is it a fear of criticism? Is it a belief that you don't deserve it? Is it that your friends will be jealous? Is it, there will be guilt, whatever it might be. So allow yourself to be aware of the thoughts, beliefs, and memories about why it might not be safe. Allow yourself to feel the resistance in your body and rate that on a scale of 0 to 10. How strong is that fear, that resistance, that discomfort? Notice where in your body you might be feeling it. Take a deep breath. Open your eyes. And so tap where I tap. I'll say the phrases. Vickie, if you'll repeat back what I say. And
Love
actually,
to.
for everyone, please repeat it out loud. If you're in a place where you can repeat it out loud, if you have to be silent for whatever reason, I get that. I know we're all sheltering in place and there may be people around that keep your voice down. But if you can say it out loud, that gets us more emotionally engaged. And the more emotionally engaged we are, the more effective the tapping is.
Great. Let's do it.
Even though I'm resisting this goal,
even though I'm resisting this goal,
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
I choose to love and accept myself anyway.
Even though I'm resisting this goal,
even though I'm resisting this goal,
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
I choose to love and honor myself anyway.
Even though I'm resisting this goal,
even though I'm resisting this goal.
And part of me might say,
I
am not resisting it.
I am not resisting it.
And that's part of my resistance.
And that is part of my resistance.
Because unless I'm doing everything I possibly can do.
Because unless I'm doing everything I can possibly do.
To achieve this goal. There's probably some resistance there. Not because I'm bad or stupid. But because my programming tells me it's not safe.
Because my programming is telling me it's not safe.
So even though I'm resisting this goal. I choose to deeply and completely. Love, honor, and accept myself. And maybe anyone else involved in this. All this resistance to this goal. All this resistance to this goal. All this resistance to this goal.
All this resistance to this goal.
All this fear of achieving this goal.
All of the fear of achieving this goal.
And part of me is probably saying.
I
am not afraid.
I am not afraid of achieving this goal.
So am I doing everything I can to achieve it? Well, no, but I've got some reasonable excuses.
Well, no, but I have some reasonable excuses.
I have lots of other obligations.
There
are TV shows that have to be watched.
There are TV shows that have to be watched.
If I'm not caught up on this, friends will wonder what's wrong.
If I'm not caught up on this,
on this show,
people wonder what is wrong.
All these reasons why I can't do what I could do. To achieve my goals. And maybe it's resistance.
And
I'm giving myself permission to be aware of that. Part of me doesn't want to be aware of that. Because part of me says. Based on old programming. It's fine to want this goal. But not to have it. It's great to imagine being a millionaire. I can put all the pictures on my vision board. Part of my mind says. That is awesome. You fantasize about that all you want. We're just going to make sure it never happens. Because it wouldn't be safe. Because money is the root of all evil. And your family and friends would be jealous.
And my family and friends would be jealous.
And I'd have to feel guilty because there are people who don't have that much money.
And I'd have to feel guilty because there are people who don't have that much money.
As though I could say to people who are starving. Hey, it really sucks what you're going through. I just want you to know that in solidarity. I am limiting my abundance.
I am limiting my abundance. Wow.
And they might say to me,
And they might say to me,
thanks, but no thanks.
thanks, but no thanks.
Make a lot of money and share some with us.
Make a lot of money and share some with us.
My poverty doesn't benefit anybody.
My poverty doesn't benefit anybody.
My suffering doesn't benefit anybody.
My suffering doesn't benefit anybody.
My guilt and shame does not benefit anybody.
My guilt and shame does not benefit anybody.
But my success benefits a lot of people.
But my success benefits a lot of people.
More than I can even know.
More than I can even know.
And I love and appreciate those parts of me.
And I love and appreciate those parts of me
that have been confused.
That have been confused.
And have decided that it's not safe to achieve my goals.
And decided that it's not safe to achieve my goals.
And have been so brilliant in stopping me.
And so have been so brilliant in stopping me.
I've been brilliant in coming up with excuses.
I have been brilliant in coming up with excuses.
I have been brilliant in blocking my awareness of opportunities.
I've been brilliant in blocking my awareness of opportunities.
It's time to use that genius for a better purpose.
It's time to use that genius for a better purpose.
So I'm clearing my resistance.
So I'm clearing my resistance.
I'm clearing my fear.
I'm clearing my fear.
Some people might be jealous.
Some people might be jealous.
But if I block myself for them,
But if I block myself for them,
part of me might say that's noble.
Part of me might say that's noble.
But it's not.
But it's not.
Because what I'm really saying then.
Because what I'm really saying then.
Is that I could achieve this.
Is that I could achieve this.
But you couldn't.
But you couldn't.
So I'm blocking myself for your sake.
So I'm blocking myself for your sake.
How noble is it to say that to them?
How noble is it to say that to them?
Much better for me to say.
Much better for me to say.
I have greatness inside of me.
I have greatness inside of me.
And you have greatness inside of you.
And you have greatness inside of you.
And I'm going to lead the way.
And I'm going to lead the way.
And instead of both of us limiting our abundance.
Instead of both of us limiting our abundance.
Let's both achieve it.
Let's both achieve it.
They don't need to be jealous because they can have it too.
They don't need to be jealous because they can have it too.
I'm doing them a favor by pushing them on this.
I'm doing a favor by pushing them on this.
So I'm clearing my resistance.
So I am clearing my resistance.
Whatever reasons I've been telling myself.
Whatever reasons I've been telling myself.
About why it's not safe to have what I want.
Why it's not safe to have what I want.
Why I couldn't or shouldn't have what I want.
Why I shouldn't or couldn't have what I want.
I'm clearing that.
I'm clearing that.
And I'm just as worthy and deserving as anyone else.
And I'm just as worthy and deserving as anyone else.
The universe tells me that every moment.
The universe tells me that every moment.
With each breath I take.
With each breath I take.
The universe gives me oxygen.
The universe gives me oxygen.
Just like Bill Gates and Richard Branson.
Just like Bill Gates and Richard Branson.
The universe thinks I'm worthy.
The universe thinks I'm worthy.
So I'm setting myself free to achieve more.
So I'm setting myself free to achieve more.
In body, mind, and spirit.
In body, mind, and spirit.
And take a deep breath. Close your eyes, take a deep breath. Think about that goal again. Imagine having it and say, it's safe to have this.
It's safe to have this.
And rate that on a scale of 0 to 10, noticing where in your body you might have been feeling the discomfort before, and see if that feels more comfortable. Mm-hmm. Hopefully that number has come up. And again, with the peeling of the layers, you may just be more aware of, oh, I know exactly why I'm stopping myself, why it doesn't feel safe.
Mm.
You know, I go way off tangent because I'm always trying to, for me, it's an exploratory process of leaving no stone unturned, looking under, is it this? Is it that? Why it might be? And so keep exploring and asking yourself, why might I feel it's unsafe? Great question, Karen. No, the meridians run up and down both sides of the body. I generally tap the right side in videos just because it simplifies it. On my own, I'll switch back and forth, and a lot of times I tap both sides at the same
So
time.
do I. This is it.
Yeah.
I do them both at once.
So the meridians run up and down both sides. You can tap either side. I always tell people find what feels best for you.
That was exceedingly powerful, and I want to be as open as I can with my audience while I was going through it. I have these new projects and big things and huge teams, and I'm always worried about disappointing people. And when we are tapping, I could feel all of this guilt just fall out of me as I was tapping, because you want to be the best CEO, the best leader you can be. And I am extraordinarily hard on myself, and I have great people around me. And I was, I can't have anything if they don't have anything. And I was like, wow, just the uncovering of that. There's something about my person that just kind of landed a little bit more, and it feels so much more peaceful inside because I found the lie I was telling myself. And in that release of that lie, now there's something else that is allowed in. And I don't know, I see a lot of people coming in. I just want to share my experience with working with Brad. And I want to let you know, I've been working with him for years. I mean, there are so many, thank you for this. Wow, can't hear the response of your changes over the next day and weeks, and other viewers. Yes, but the beauty of this is we don't have to stop here. This is the point. I know we just did a tap and we all feel the changes, but you can go right there and tap of the morning with him. I mean, your choice to be positive and every single day. This is going to be positive. The thing that I did was I went and I learned this technique because it is something. Yes, this is true. It's something that helps you find you, release you, and gives you more. Tapping on the right or left side of the body does not matter. You can actually tap on both sides at the same time. Thank you. This is amazing. I just want to say, Brad, I have always wanted to meet you. And I'm so excited that you have been here with us today. I'm so excited with what you share. And I'm also really honored. There's a movie that talks about, it's called Mr. Holland's Opus. And at the end of it, the whole point of the movie is you really can't ever see the difference you make in the world. There's an impact, and it just ripples and ripples and ripples. And with what you share on your channel, the impact you make, you're never going to know until maybe you're dead, because the rippling effect that you have given me to make an impact in the world has been so ginormous. And I just want to honor you and thank you for doing those videos, for getting up in that moment, whether you were scared or not, making those videos, because they have changed my wealth. They've changed my relationships. They've deepened my friendships. They've extraordinarily grew my abilities. And today you're sharing them on the Coffee Break Show is absolutely I'm so honored. And I want to say thank you for being with us today.
It is absolutely my honor, and I'm verklempt. And I have the best job in the world.
You really do. Yeah.
Thank you for that, Vickie. That's I love what I do. I'm so blessed to get to do what I do. There's a great line in the movie Chariots of Fire where the runner, who's also a minister, his sister is saying, "You need to give up all this running and just do your ministry." And he said, "Yes, God made me fat. God made me a minister, but He also made me fast, and I feel God's pleasure when I run." Yeah. And I am blessed to get to do when I'm tapping. That's why I just love it. And then to have people say things to me like you just said, it's like, oh, that's some very lovely icing on the cake.
Yeah, look at this. Thank you, Brad. This was very informative and a peaceful show. It is a palpable experience and gratitude. I really enjoyed this show and your presence. How
Thank
do
you,
they
Don.
get involved with you? What if they want to work with you? How do they get involved with you?
Well, thank you. You can go to my website, which is simply tapwithbrad.com, just like on YouTube. And thank you, Karen, for sharing all the links. You can always tapwithbrad.com, YouTube / tapwithbrad, Facebook / tapwithbrad. You can find all of the resources. There are 900 free videos on YouTube. I have weekly live teleclasses, private sessions. I do live events when I can get back to doing
Yeah. We all will be doing live events when we get back to it.
had a couple in San Francisco, New York that were supposed to happen last month that went online. Supposed to be in Australia in the fall, but don't know about that. I was in London and Moscow last year, and so I love that where I can actually go and meet people in person, and but yeah, there and beyond my tapping videos, I have many colleagues with great tapping videos out there. A lot of different styles, and find what works for you. But please use this because there is a masterpiece inside of you. And I don't doubt that you may be sharing yourself in great ways already. But you might have a wonderful book out there, and you might stop there and not do the 36 other books. It's so keep allowing yourself to reveal more and more of that masterpiece. And thank you so much, Vickie, for having me on, and thank you, Karen, for helping set this up, and thank you everyone for taking time to listen and use this technique and share your gifts in more profound ways, because boy, can we use it.
Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody, I'm going to say a gentle goodbye because I'm feeling very gentle inside and very deep, and I'm honored. And thank you for being here. You guys, I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you for joining us on the Coffee Break Show. Mwah! Peace out.